I am a truth seeker, and I believe in an afterlife, and I believe in ghosts. My beliefs come from my experiences, which have been ongoing since I was a child. The belief in the existence of an afterlife, as well as manifestations of spirits of the dead, is widespread. Nearly every race on Earth has a view relating to ghosts and an afterlife. Ghosts, it seems, are generally described as solitary and are believed to haunt particular locations, objects, or people they were associated with in life. Personally, I believe ghosts can be anywhere and everywhere. I don't think of ghosts as having attachments to material things that require them to be tied down to one place. I've had experiences that tell me that they can move around. What is a ghost? Have you ever really given thought to what a ghost really is? A ghost is the soul or the spirit of a dead person or an animal. Descriptions of ghosts vary from the invisible presence to translucent, barely visible, wispy shapes to natural, lifelike forms. But what does this all really mean? What is a soul? The soul is a spiritual essence of a person, which includes our identity, personality, and memory that is believed to be able to survive our physical death. What is a spirit? Spirit is the non-physical essence of a being or entity. Something that has no matter, no particle, no mass. It doesn't have anything that relates to the body physical. I know why I believe in these things, and I have nothing to prove by telling you why. I'm just sharing information, as I hope that you will, so that we can talk about what is valid, what is reasonable, and maybe what isn't. However, that being said, learning about these things and forming beliefs is a journey, a personal journey, and how far you get into it is entirely up to you. What I do suggest is be skeptic first. Be skeptical, but keep an open mind. Don't let your ego take you down. We are all equal, and where you are on the scale of things is irrelevant, because there's always someone else out there who knows more than you and I. Ego needs to be kept in check. I don't make these videos for selfish attention. I don't want to make money from these videos or collect subscribers. I make these videos to share with you, and it's a kind of a legacy of sorts. I'm leaving my imprint in the digital world for my family to enjoy and see. Science says that there is no proof that ghosts exist. Their existence is impossible to falsify, and ghost hunting has been classified as a pseudoscience. Despite centuries of investigation, there is no scientific evidence that any location is inhabited by the spirits of the dead. Recent research has suggested that ghost sightings may be related to degenerative brain diseases such as Alzheimer's disease, dementia, or neurodegeneration. Common prescription medication and over-the-counter drugs may also cause ghost-like hallucinations. There were reports that were linked with carbon monoxide poisoning to ghost-like hallucinations. And then, to dismiss claims of the supernatural, the final accusation might be, "You were drunk." But there are some of us, actually a lot of us, that don't fit into the suggestions given by research. So what's going on? Going back to my earlier question, what is a soul? Okay, so first, I'm a spiritual person in belief, but I'm not religious. As in, I don't go to church. I acknowledge that there's a God, actually gods, but I'm not devoted to a God, and I do not serve a God as such. I am definitely not a fan of groups, clubs, churches, or any of those things. In my experience, they've all been corrupt. Too many egos competing. So I simply go it alone, and what I believe in as a deity is sacred and a little on the secretive side for me. I don't need a church or a figurehead to tell me what I should believe. The knowledge that I need is already a part of me. It's in my DNA, and it's an unrecognised and misunderstood mechanism of life that I am right now a little incapable to get full grasp of. It's all learning. It's all part of the journey. I think we come from one source. That source is so unattainable to my small thinking and limited human brain, but I am going to try and explain what I've learned so far. Going back to that question, what is a soul? A soul is energy. You are the energy, not the physical body, but you, the soul. That is what you are. That is who I am. I'm not this person speaking out loud. I'm not this profile picture image that you see. I'm not even that person you imagine me to be. Even the people who thought that they were very close to me, they don't know me. The real me is a collective energy we call soul. You are a part of a collective energy. To explain how or what the soul is and where it comes from, I'm going to use jellyfish. That's right, jellyfish. They're so beautiful. Their movements are so fluid. The flow of their long tentacles is very calming and almost hypnotic to me, anyway. I ask you to imagine a single jellyfish as being you, as the soul. So here is the source as a collective of energy. All these souls are intermingling, dancing, moving and flowing with every unique cycle that their individual pulse requires, but still all actively connected to the source of the one, being all. Each cycle has a beginning and an end. Time is nothing, yet it is everything, as everything in its moment is perfect and on. In its own time, the soul energy or essence of soul drifts from a collective and makes its way out to select a physical body and be born into the physical world. It intelligently knows what is required and seeks out the most likely body and possibly circumstances that will be the influences it needs to absorb itself into a life, to attain the balance and the harmony for the cycle to keep flowing, for the energy of the collective. Not all souls come down to stay for very long. Each soul has a purpose, a mission and a reason to be. It's not always for that soul to benefit from being here. Sometimes it's for the benefit of the people that are already here. That might seem a little hard to understand, but everything has a purpose, and like it is said, God moves in mysterious ways, meaning the energy moves according to where it is needed to maintain the cycle, the flow, or the movement. We come to Earth, and some of us live very short lives. Others live long, full lives. There's no measure to a life, because we came here to do something. It was untimed, unpromised, but with purpose. So I'm saying that I believe the soul is pre-existing and it comes from the God source, which is energy. Anatomists and philosophers said that the soul is located in the heart and the lungs, which may well indicate breath. Breath is unseen, but its presence is there, so it's kind of symbolic of describing the God source, the energy. Platonistic me believes that the soul is of immaterial, incorporeal substance. It is the same as God, yet it's part of the world of change and becoming. It's in the process of being. But the Epicureans are right too. Their description of the soul is that it is being made up of atoms, just like our bodies, tiny atoms being energy, but of God's source. So when we die, we separate from the body. We go into another state of being, where we connect with the divine source. We mingle and we upload our experience, and we download other relevant information. Now, remembering that the soul is a spiritual essence of a person, which includes our identity, personality, and memory. That's what we're uploading. That's what we're collectively sharing. This, I believe, is our heavenly state. We as energy are one with all these and all else in the collective. Our purpose is to keep the rotation of the cycles going. Life, death, and birth. Life, death, and birth again. I believe that when we reintegrate in with the source, nothing really matters of what we did or didn't, so long as we completed a mission of making the system of things continue. Heaven is our waiting room, uploading and downloading information to the source before firing up and being ready to return to do our bit to ensure the drive or the cogs or the mechanism is still going to turn to generate the energy to continue that cycle. Why do we complicate it with more? There is nothing more. I sometimes wonder if the blood cells in our body that are swimming around, living and dying and fighting internal wars, whether they ever wonder, what is this place? Why are we here? Where do we go to? What is this driving force? Sounds a bit silly, I know, but I do wonder. As we are all energy, us, the animals, the trees, the plants, and all living things, any system governed by seasons and cycles. But I wonder how many of us, or how many of what is there, is truly self-aware, and we're just not seeing it. Maybe that is a bit deep right now for some people, and I'm getting lost in my thought. So that's it for now, and I hope it gets your mind thinking. Maybe you can make a video to elaborate on what I've tried to say, or maybe you could argue against it. I don't mind. I'd love to see what you come up with. So feel free to share any comments you might have pertaining to the content of this video, and there'll be more videos coming as soon as I can. Meanwhile, please stay safe and enjoy your journey.